PGM of Texas is a precious metals recycling company. We have 24 locations across the country.
I would say our culture is very welcoming and friendly.
PGM, we treat everybody as family. You're part of us.
PGM is the leading company in the space trying to close the loop on the sourcing of strategic metals in North America.
We're recovering platinum, palladium, and rhodium out of the catalytic converters.
A catalytic converter it's an emission device used to scrub vehicle emissions to less harmful greenhouse gases.
We take that converter in. What we're doing is we're removing the ceramic honeycomb within the catalytic converter.
It goes into a barrel. That barrel goes into a bag in the process line. Then all this material, once it gets collected, gets dumped into a mill, and that blends it up into a fine powder. And once it's mixed real well, it goes to the lab where they will split a sample off of it.
Total transparency is our key. We've invested millions in the lab and operating equipment that has allowed us to get to the final step of knowing what's in our material before we send it off to anybody else to be processed.
I try to educate people as much as I can, that the importance of recovering the precious metals, not just for the value, but how important it is for every single industry. We recycle 100% of that catalytic converter. It gets back to the market to become a different material.
So it is a necessity because eventually we're going to run out of it.
They don't call them precious metals for anything. There's a finite amount of these.
So typically, these metals are mined. There's only a few of these mines around the world. One of them's in Montana, another one's in South Africa, and another one's in Russia. It takes roughly 700 pounds of ore to develop or to recover the same traces of these metals as it does for one catalytic converter that we're able to efficiently recycle here.
Countries like China are hoarding these metals to the point where everything that comes in is not allowed to leave.
The natural streams of supply are constrained, and recycling just makes the most sense if we can do it here and keep it here. We know they're coming from a good source, but also it's here and available, so we need to take advantage of it.
Well, unfortunately, due to the extreme value of converters today, it has made it a target for crime, and that's what we're battling today.
With the theft in catalytic converters, we have to definitely do our part. Our goal is to make sure that every converter that comes through our door is ethically sourced.
We're allowed to purchase catalytic converters at our door as long as the customer that shows up meets a number of requirements. Proof of ownership, they have to have a valid driver's license, vehicle has to have license plates. We take pictures of it, we record all this information, and we report it to the state.
We do work very closely with law enforcement, so if they come looking for information or on a suspect, we definitely have records to supply, and there's been many times where we've actually assisted with the local law enforcement to produce a case and catch the thieves.
What I found is a company that wants to be sure that we do everything we can to prevent, disrupt, and hold accountable those that are involved in terms of the theft of the catalytic converters. So although it's an issue, it is a serious issue. The sky isn't completely falling, but we need to do better, and I think PGM wants to be part of that solution.
We need to work with law enforcement and lawmakers to make sure that we can create laws that work well with the industry, and it helps curb converter theft at the same time.
I feel very proud to work at PGM of Texas. I feel very, very proud of the team that we've built and the family that we've built.
I have worked for a lot of companies, and I have never been treated as we do here.
I like the aspect that this industry and this company is changing a lot in this growth period that we're in.
It's like watching your kid grow. I mean, you go from 20, 30-something employees that we had like 8 years ago to over 300 now is awesome. I love it. I love bringing more people on board and making more families happy.
I heard this saying one time that if you love going to work, you're not actually going to work, you just love what you do. I genuinely love coming into work. I enjoy everybody that I work with, just like a big family.